This is a beautiful day somewhere in Michigan. I stopped for a break. My first break after leaving Port Huron. So I got 408 kilometers left, or 250 miles left to Racine, and I received a letter from you probably heard the name. It's called Amnesty International. Got it back in December 2016. Took me a couple of years to get to it, but they were concerned about the increasingly large amount of blocked and banned users on my channel. And I looked into it, and with the Christmas coming and understanding that even assholes deserve a second chance, the administration of this channel decided to unblock all the bad guys that were blocked before. And what happens is when you're blocked or banned is you can type the comment. I like this part. So you can type the comment for half an hour, but when you click post, nothing happens. And that's kind of like my little revenge about all the negative fuckers, you know, that I'm not sure why they keep coming back to my channel. They hate the channel, they hate me, they hate the videos, so they have no life. All they're drawn like butterflies to the fire. And like I always say, I watch a lot of YouTube, but I don't know, maybe I'm too smart, but I look at the title and I select the topic, but I guess that's just too much for some people. They want to watch something they really hate, and they make it the point of their life is to make somebody else miserable. So anyway, but just in the spirit of Christmas, and to show you guys and gals the true nature of these assholes who still deserve a second chance, right? Maybe most of them left by now because they can no longer spill the poison on the digital page. For 2 weeks, starting today, 14 days, we're gonna unblock all the blocked a-holes, and we're gonna remove the filters that I created, which included such popular words as fuck, fucking, you, should, buy, because that was a very popular comment. You should buy. Love that one. And so it was so easy to block. And of course, what happens when I create these filters, all the comments that people are, if they're allowed to leave them, basically, if you're not blocked but you use any of these words, there's a bunch of swear words there, but then I just included like you should buy, like something that I really don't have time for. And so all these comments, they go into review, kind of like a spam folder, right? And then I can either delete them in bulk. I can just click select and it selects all of them, and I can just click delete and delete them all without reading. And so here's what's going to happen is that for the next 2 weeks you will see all kinds of comments, because there's going to be, the only filter that will be on is the YouTube filter, because I'm gonna allow all comments, but then there's an option there that says hold potentially what it says, potentially rude or whatever comments for review. But actually I don't want to review anything during these 2 weeks, so we're gonna unblock that as well. So I'm gonna click on allow all comments. So on the next videos during the next 2 weeks, all comments will be allowed, All blocked assholes will be back. So that's the gift from me to you. But January is my birthday month, and so on 27th of December, I think it's 27th, right? So we'll just count 14 days. We're gonna put the filters back, and people that misbehave will be banned again, but starting from anew. But until my birthday in January, there won't be any comments, unless you want to go to an old video and post something there. But all new videos, comments will be disabled, so that will be your gift to me. So and during this Anarchy period, I'm not gonna read comments, I swear. I'm not gonna respond to questions, so please don't waste your time asking me questions in the comments. I'm gonna leave it like taiga, you know, wild west, but again for 14 days only. So please enjoy the freedom responsibly. Try to be, you know, respectful to other people, and let's see what happens. So that was the Christmas season announcement and what's happening with the load here. So I didn't order my permits because I'm still not sure how wide this case tractor is, because they were saying the outside wheels are taken off and somehow I'm supposed to load them, and this is unmanned yard. So I have no idea. I don't trust the broker's dimensions, but they did say 10 feet wide, and that's why I left the booster at home, so I only have a tandem with me, right? But I'm guessing if this tractor is really 30,000 pounds, and I know my truck is 27, and the old looking Sterling, you know, you don't see too many of those. They were discontinued, you know. Sterling, same as Ford, right? Ford tried their hand at the semi truck market and they didn't last very long. I don't think it was a good truck. So yeah, the truck is 27,000 pounds. The trailer with a tandem is 27,000 pounds. I remember my 55 Fontaine was 26,000 pounds with a 4axle, or 23 with 3. This one is 27 with 2. But it's a very strong trailer, and so 27, and I didn't take off the neck, the flip box, which weighs, I know, 1,400 pounds. So I'm pretty sure I'm about 55.5. So if that tractor is 30,000, so I'll be over 80, right? And that triggers interesting things in Michigan. For example, once you're over 80,000 pounds gross, you have to use all the axles, which means that I will have to put down my lift axle, which is totally ridiculous, but that's what they want. And one interesting thing happened is that I've been having this on and off issues with the ABS and TC, traction control. Remember that I first saw in Northern Ontario when I was coming back empty from Manitoba, and I thought it was on the truck, but now it's funny. Well, the weather changed as well, but I'll keep an eye on it, because it might be on the booster, not on the truck, because it was on and off, you know, one of those difficult intermittent problems. It usually appeared when it was wet and cold, and then it disappears once the weather improves. But now I taken off the booster and everything is cool, except I still have the check engine light. I moved lots of those when I had a step deck. You know, easy load. But the wheels, especially some of these bigger ones, they weigh over 40,000 pounds, and you really have to make sure all the chains are tight, because you know it starts rocking because of the wheels, and then that basket, you know, destroys the paint. And that's why I always say, you know, after working with these trailers, I would never, where of course, you know, the floor is timbers, right? After working with these trailers, I would never get anything with any kind of metal on the floor. I know it's heavy, but it's so much easier when you have wood, you know. It's easy to replace. There's no, you don't care about scratches, about holes. But when I had aluminum like that, it was a constant source of stress and frustration. And especially these crazy forklift drivers, they always try to make it the point of the high point of their day is how many times they can knock against your rub rail. You know, now here's a guy who doesn't care too much about security. Yeah, some guys do that. So all his straps are attached to the rub rail, which is not right, because the rub rail is not a tie down point, right? The rub rail itself has no rating, so you gotta use the stake pockets in his case. Stake pockets, or if he has any in-deck tie downs, but that's not good. So basically all he's doing is just using a welded piece of metal that's welded to his stake pockets instead of using the stake pockets. What I did in a situation like that, I would just put the end of the strap, you know, the buckle, and hook it up right against the bottom of the stake pocket. Or I would get I was buying these straps with a piece of chain in the back, right? And then you can just put the chain down and wrap it around. That was the best way. Now I'm just trying to remember how I did it when I had a step deck, but I know that that's not right. So yeah, that's what's happening. So the weather's beautiful. I did very good time with driving. Just Monday I unloaded in Bangor, Maine. Tuesday, by the end of Tuesday, I made it to Napanee, Ontario, and Wednesday lunchtime I was in my yard, Cambridge, doing all those, you know, moves with the excavator, or as my landowner there, the landlady, she calls it the crane. When I asked her, I said, where do you want me to park, like the new spot? She says, park next to the crane. I said, what crane? You don't have a crane in the yard. Well, you know, that thing. I said, you mean the excavator? She says, yeah. Okay, close enough. The crane, the excavator, except the crane has tracks and a bucket. Like, you know, having a bucket on a crane would not be very helpful, right? Because the crane is supposed to lift things. So anyway, so let's get going. So I have 4 hours to go. I'll probably just shut down somewhere on a toll highway near Chicago. But so far I didn't even put in my actual address. I gotta print out my my delivery papers, but it's somewhere near the lake, just north of Chicago. So for now I just put in Racine, Wisconsin, and that's it. And then of course on the way back I will need permits for Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and I don't need anything for Ontario because I have the annual permit, and this is light enough, so it'll be covered. All right, let's get going.